Hi, welcome to the live stream. My name's Jabeen and I'm a channel of Archangel Raphael. And in this live stream, Raphael will speak according to who's listening and who will be listening afterwards, and share messages for the week ahead about current energies, maybe do a clearing as well. So I'm going to let Raphael come in now and speak through me. I would like you to know that I'm speaking on behalf of many messengers of light. And when I speak, what I'm doing is articulating in words what is being conveyed. What I would like to say is that energies at the moment are a mixture of many things. There are many negative entities around that are going from person to person, creating disruption, chaos, chaotic thinking, and ideas which are not of the light. The reason I would like to say this at the beginning is because many of you are affected by negativity on the earth plane much more than you realize you are. So, what tends to happen is that there are some negative entities around on the astral plane, and they jump from person to person according to what is going on, and they try to create chaos and feelings inside within people that life is not quite as it should be. What I would like you all to be aware of is that these negative beings are not there to simply create a discontent. They are there to create different scenarios where people are falling out with each other, where there are things going on which are not right, like accidents and other traumatic events. What I would like to say to all of you is that when you are on the earth plane, be very careful what you do, who you are around, where you spend time. Do not be in places where there is a lot of chaotic energy, energy that is not really going anywhere, because you will find yourself being affected by these energies, and then you will be more vulnerable to negative entities entering your field and creating further energy problems in yourself. I am saying this for good reason, because there are some entities that really do want to harm people. They want people to have problems, very deep problems, such as harming their physical body, such as causing chaos in all types of communities. So be careful, be aware that this does exist. It is a very real occurrence in everyday life. And where you feel that you may be affected by an entity, a negative being, be with yourself and ask it to leave. And when you ask from the place within you that is in the light, it will leave. I also would like to share that there is no such thing as really being in the light all the time nowadays. There is such a thing as being fully enlightened, but what this really means is to be able to be in the light of oneness whenever you choose to be, but it is not given that you are always there. So, as an enlightened being, it is about choosing the light in each and every moment. What I would like you to know is that when you are choosing the light, what happens is that problems disappear, not necessarily overnight, but they eventually disappear. But when you choose to go into chaos, drama, all types of scenarios which are on the earth, you lose the ability to stay with the light, and you start to get involved in other energies, which really takes you away from the light within. And then it is quite a long road back. What I'm really trying to say is do not be afraid of asking for help when you are struggling to stay in the light, but make sure you focus on the light, because it is very important. And the more in life you have that you need to purge from your system, the more important it is to stay in the light. Because when you have a lot of trauma in your system, when you come away from the light, it can create a lot of trauma on earth. Be willing to be with the light, stay in it, and even when you struggle, let go and see what happens, what comes into your life to help you stay there. Finally, I would like to share with you that the words I'm giving you are not necessarily given to give you the feeling that you are not on the right path, doing the right things, but they are given to remind you because some of you here are struggling, and I want to give you a helping hand. I have more messages. Some of them are known to you, but others are not. It is good to be with people who are very close to you in spirit, spiritual allies, people who are on the same wavelength. But do not forget that it does also mean that you may have to give up some earthly ways which are not serving you. Because when you connect with spiritual allies, you will find that there are some things that you do on the earth which are not quite right, which are shown to you by them. And then it is important to make changes in yourself in order to maintain these alliances. I am not saying that just because you are in one way or another falling out with someone who is a spiritual ally, that it is always because there is something you are not changing. What I'm saying is that when you do meet the right people to be with, people who are right for you on all levels, when you have problems with each other, it can sometimes be that there are things that need to change that are not being seen. And it is good to be willing and open to make changes because the purpose of spiritual allies is to lift each other up, take each other more into the light. And what I will say is when there is an unwillingness to change on any level, these alliances cannot be maintained. It is good for you to also know that sometimes there is a lot of chaos created on earth because what happens is that spiritual allies come together. Whether it is people who are like twin flames, whether it is people who are part of the same soul group. And then what happens is that problems arise. But there are often cases where one party is unwilling to change. They are unwilling to see that they are at fault and things fall apart. And what I will say is that this unwillingness to change is what creates separation when it comes to these groups, soul groups, twin flames, all kinds of cosmic alliances that are created from the spirit realm. The reason I'm saying this is because for those of you who feel unsettled on the earth, who feel that perhaps the people around you are not spiritual allies, but earthly alliances instead, it could be that there is a need to go within and make more changes in your life so that you can be with your spiritual allies, so that you can make the changes necessary for them to be able to come in more closely and deeply into your life. For those of you who may be feeling that you have had allies who have left you, it could be that there is something to work with. And for others, it could be the other way round, that you have not been able to be with people who are willing to change, who are willing to go more deeply into their patterns and their way of being. What I'm really trying to say is that when you are in the light and working it with the light, always be open and go within to see what can change. And at the same time, be very much in the spirit, where you are able to be with people who are the same, who do the same, who do not simply tell you that you must do things differently to make them feel better. People who are willing to go deeper into themselves and make changes. And when this happens for people, when people are willing to change and they are with others who are willing as well, and they are on the same path, so to speak, amazing things can happen. It is possible to create something much larger than yourselves. And this is what we are trying to help people with. I also would like to share that spiritual alliances are not quite what you may believe them to be. They are not about simply coming together with people and being in the spirit, doing spiritual work. They are really about people who are right for you on every level, coming into your life, who are aligning to you on a soul spirit level, who know who you are in spirit, and they are able to help you with every level of your life when they are right for you in this way. For this reason, what I'm really trying to say is be willing to make changes for people like this when it is necessary, when it is right to. And also at the same time, be willing to be with yourself and be honest about what you are feeling about others who are in your life. Because what I will say is that this is what creates harmony in the long run. I have a few more messages to give now. One is that it is not so important how much attention you give yourself at the moment. It is more important to give yourself quality attention. So, for those of you who are overstretched, who have a lot on your plate, it does not really matter how long you are with yourselves. Simply give yourselves a bit of time each day, quality time, and do what you feel to in that time in terms of inner work. But do not try to do more than you can, because what will happen is that you will feel tired. I would like you to know that there are many things going on earth at the moment, many changes happening, and a lot of you are quite tired and you are not able to do too much inner work at the moment because you are quite exhausted. And when you do deep work on yourself, it does take energy and time to integrate changes. So be gentle with yourselves. Give yourselves time to relax and just be as well. I have a few more messages. One of them is that you do not really have to be with people you are not feeling to be with. It is good for you to be with the right people. It is good for you to feel more deeply within and really get a sense of what is right for you and move forwards in this way. It is also good to let go of anything that does not serve you in this moment of time, because you are preparing for a new karmic cycle, and any disturbances that you are carrying with you into the next cycle will start to create a new type of energy that will then become something you have to work with in the next karmic cycle. So be clear about what you want and how you want to move forwards and go from there. And anything that you are not able to clear up yourself, ask for help so that you can feel good on all levels as you begin the next cycle. Finally, I would like to share with you that when you are with the angels, it is not always a comfortable experience, but it is an experience that changes you for the better, puts you more in touch with how you really feel, your own alignment, and enables you to move forwards in this way. I would like you to know that as a result, you create better things for yourself. So I will say to you, be with us as often as you can. Move forwards with us, and things will be as would like them to be. I would like to share some things about the week ahead. The week ahead will be a mixture of things. It will be about going forwards in quite practical ways, but it will also be a week where you are able to make progress in other areas of your life. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to interpersonal dynamics. It is also a week for grounding more of what you feel on earth. And through this, there will be new beginnings for some of you. Finally, I would like to share that there is no such thing as needing to ever feel that you are doing anything wrong. In this lifetime, you are very much about going forwards in the light of oneness, all of you who are listening to this. And so any wrongdoing on your part is easily corrected by going into the light. And therefore, you do not have to feel wrong, but instead simply go into the light regularly, and you will be automatically corrected in the parts of you that have not been in the light. I am saying this for good reason, because in this way you are able to create a new reality on earth where people are correcting themselves instead of feeling wrong and bad about themselves. Self-correction is extremely powerful because it not only enables you to stay in alignment, be in alignment, but it also enables other people to heal from their wounds. Because when you are not in the light about something, it can harm others. And then in this way, it makes people feel that they have been wrongly judged, for example, or treated badly. But when you self correct, it is healing for you and for other people. And I would like you to make a point of doing this. That is all. Yeah, thank you for listening, everyone, and hope you enjoyed this live stream. And please feel free to share this with people who you feel may benefit from this. Yeah, thank you very much.